Hi guys, today I want to tell you my story, why I went to the university at 25, and if you are in this moment of considering going to the university and you think you're too old or it might be too late, maybe if you watch my video you're gonna find a support and a little advice why you should do it and why you shouldn't listen to anybody else if they tell you it's too late. To give you a little background about myself, I am 28 years old right now and I graduated in July of this year. So I went to the university when I was 25, and moreover I moved to another country to do that. When I was looking for information online from YouTube or Reddit, any possible source to be honest, to tell me what to do, where to go, and I just needed some kind of support from people who experienced the same situation I did, but I couldn't find much, and I didn't, and this is why I decided to record my video to share my experience with somebody who is in the same situation right now and they need this support, even if it's my little video. I just want to tell you it's possible. When I was 19, I graduated my high school and I didn't know what to do. Some of my friends knew from the day one they want to be doctors or dentists or actors even, and they knew it's their destiny, this is what they want to do to the rest of their life. But for me it was different. I wasn't good at many things. I was very average person without big hobbies. I wasn't good at sport or math or languages, so this is why for me it was difficult, and sadly I didn't have any support from my parents. My parents weren't eager to send me to the university. The only person who went to the university in my family back then was my mom, and this is why nobody even cared if I would get a degree. Of course they want me to get one, but nobody gave me a piece of advice, nobody reached me a hand or had a little chat with me like, look Valeria, maybe you wanna do this, maybe we can go to this university and have conversation with them, maybe they can offer you something. Nobody was really interested. I don't blame them, but this is something that I probably needed, somebody to care, somebody to help me to pick and maybe support me a bit. But it didn't happen, so I didn't go to the university when I was 19. And then I decided to have a gap year. I decided to travel. I traveled a lot. I went to South Korea. I spent a wonderful month there. Then I was traveling across the Europe and working, mostly working low-paying jobs that kind of made me pay my bills, helped me pay my bills, made me feel comfortable, earn some money for my travels, and just live my life. And days were going, day by day I was thinking when something's gonna change, when something is gonna change. I was still working, traveling a lot. I visited a lot of countries, not gonna lie. I was happy back then, but I was never happy enough because I knew I don't have any degree, I don't develop myself, and I always gonna regret it. I will always be ashamed when people tell that they worked there and they studied there, they had this amazing experience of student life, and they're always gonna be better than me. I was ashamed, not gonna lie, because when people were asking me what did I do during the time I didn't study, I felt like, well, actually I didn't do much. I was just working, living, and traveling. I didn't do any volunteering or something big or try to create my little business. It was just me living my life and trying to find out when and how can I do it. The things changed when I turned 24 and I was obsessed with studying in Korea because I had this Korean obsession, I would say. I love Korean dramas, Korean music, and I traveled to Korea a lot. Maybe this was also a reason why I decided not to go to the university, but instead I was working and going to Korea every year. Which is, do I regret it? Absolutely not. It was a wonderful experience, but I lost a couple of my years, not gonna lie. But then when I was 22, I actually was aimed to go study, and I was saving money for that. But then Corona hit and things changed everything was closed, nobody knew what's gonna happen. And not only me, but I think also you feel that Corona ate up some years of your life because we couldn't do much, we could just wait when it's gonna end. So I did. During Corona, I was lucky. I still had my job. I could work and earn money. Many people in my country lost their jobs, and I feel like I was lucky, and it gave me an opportunity to have some time to think again and save money for my education. So I did. I went to South Korea during Corona because I saved money for my dream. My dream was study in Korea. Of course, I couldn't afford to study in Korea as a bachelor student for 3 years or 4 years there. So I went for language courses first, and then I thought that I'm gonna figure it out. First, I'm gonna do my language courses, and then I'm gonna see. My language course program was for 6 months in South Korea, which was an amazing experience. But then I realized I love Korea, I love Korean language, but with my financial resources and my situation that I had, even if I'm gonna have like some grant support from government and the university, some kind of foundation and finance support, I would not be able to afford to study there and live there. So I went back to Estonia. I still have a bit of money saved, and I just continued working. And I knew I love to study abroad. I would love to continue that, and Corona is over now, so I should do something this year. I would never do it, and I would regret. That year, I decided to see what I can do in Europe, because I'm a European citizen, so I can study abroad, and I was looking for the easiest opportunities I can. I found a university in the Netherlands that had a very interesting program that I was interested in, and I decided to apply. This program was a mix of everything. It's called European Studies, and it's a mix of politics, law, and business. So it was something that was calling, this is for me, because I still didn't know who I am, what I like more, and I'm very much more in humanities than math. So I knew if I pick this program, I'm gonna make it. I'm definitely gonna like it, and I'm gonna graduate, I'm gonna get my degree. And I just did it. I did my big research about how to go to the country, where to find accommodation, how much I should pay. And to be fair, in the Netherlands, education is not free. You have to pay, but prices are very affordable, and you of course receive help from government if you're a European citizen. So it was my choice. Of course, I considered other countries like Germany or Norway or Sweden, but I wanted to go to the country where the majority of population speaks English. English is one of the most used languages here, and the country where I can potentially find job afterwards, and of course be able to express myself, especially in the beginning of my stay. So English language was very important. I knew I cannot just be in a country without working part-time, so finding a job, low-paying job, part-time was very important for me too. So I was looking for something, okay, what kind of country will allow me to work right away when I come to the country with my level of, with no level of Dutch and some level of English. I did a lot of research, and of course I had my fears. Packing my life to one suitcase and coming here was not a crazy choice, but it was a step to take, especially when you're 25 and you enter this classroom full of young fresh students that are only 19, even 18 years old. And how hard was it to tell them that, oh, actually, I'm 25. Were they surprised when I was telling my age? Some, and some didn't show it, or they just weren't surprised. Did I ever have some difficulties with people hearing that I'm 25? Not really. Especially with my classmates. When I told them that I'm 25, everybody reacted as it's okay, and nobody told me that they felt weird talking to me because I was just the same as them. the age difference wasn't that noticeable, or it wasn't a thing at all. People forget, people don't really care. I found like very nice friends that I'm very happy to have till now. And they were way younger than me, 20, 19 back then, and I never felt weird talking to them or spending time with them because of the age difference. They were just like me, or of course we had some different priorities, I would say, but at the same moment it wasn't something crazy. Is it hard to study when you're 25? I wouldn't say so. If you can apply good time management, and if you can support yourself, and if you know how to combine part-time job, if you need one, of course, and or if you have like another job on the side and you just decided to study on the side, then of course it's doable. I wouldn't say it's harder than right after school. I think if you start right after school, you're still like a kid and you have to learn yourself how to survive in another country. If we talk about challenges that can occur when you go to the university when you're 25, I didn't have many. You may think your classmates are younger than you, and this was my concern as well. How people gonna look at me when they know I'm 25 and it's my first education, and everybody in the classroom gonna be out of their family nests when they're just 18 or 19, and I'm there with a 7-year experience of life. But you know, questions were asked, of course. People were wondering, how old am I? And I was saying 25, and of course they couldn't hide the shock in their eyes. And the next question would follow, but why did you study when you decided to go to the university at 25? Or is it your second degree? Or what stopped you to go earlier? And then I kind of had to explain myself, which I still find it was not the best thing to do. And I would recommend you to not explain yourself if you feel like you don't have to. The easiest answer would be, I just felt I'm ready for education now, or I just couldn't afford it before, or I had different priorities, or I just traveled a lot and enjoyed my life before. Balancing life, having part-time job and going to the university, so have work and realize that you have to support yourself without relying on your parents was also a challenge. But because I used to live alone myself before coming to the university, it was also very helpful, because I already knew how to live alone, how to cook for myself, how to work on the side. So it was it challenging? Yes, without especially knowing that all those kids in my class, they had support from their parents who saved up for their education so they just can have their student life ready for them. Yes, but at the same moment I'm extremely happy because it made me grow even more. What's more important, I gained a lot of confidence because I learned a lot. Even those classes that I found boring or useless learned me a lot. How to behave myself, how to network, how to grow, how to speak, how to present, and how to write. I read a lot of academic books, researches, and it was just a wonderful time. All those lecturers and professors I talked to, all the teamwork we have done with my classmates and other groups. This is the experience I would never forget. And in the beginning I thought, oh my god, this is the 3 years of my life. I started at 25 and I finished at 28. I'm going to be 28 when I freshly graduate. Can I potentially even find a job when I'm going to tell to my employer that I'm freshly graduated and I'm 28? My answer is yes. I'm in this spot right now. I'm 28. 5 years ago, I didn't make this decision to start my university path, I would still not have my university degree right now. And I cannot even imagine how sad and frustrated I would be at this point of my life without this degree, without this experience I had. So if you, in a point of your life, when you think, should you do it or not? If you're 25, 30, or 35, if you always wanted to study but something stopped you and now you think it's too late, it's never too late. I don't regret it even once that I did that, and and I would do it again, because now I'm in my thoughts about pursuing master degree, and now I know having master degree in 30, 35 or 40 is not weird at all. And just because I decided to get my bachelor at 25, I gave myself a lot of chances. So many doors could be open for me, and I'm just happy that I wasn't scared back then, and I packed my life in one suitcase and came here to the Netherlands to start my new life in my new open book. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if you have any questions or any thoughts about that, you're more than welcome to share your experiences. I know it's my first video, I'm not the best storyteller, but I hope it's gonna change with time, and maybe I can go in depth about my story, so we can discuss it more.